Hey, Jake, I didn't know I'd hear from you again so soon.
Well, I love talking with you. So, getting into it, one of my biggest questions is what motivated you? I think so many people are struggling with motivation right now, whether they should start a business or don't know what to do. What gets you going and what motivated you to build your empire?
Well, I'll tell you what motivated me, Jake. I had been married for 27 years to my children's father, and we had some disagreements, and I didn't have the ability to change him. So I decided that I was ready to ask for a change and get a divorce. But the thing was, I had been on a 20-year ride with agoraphobia and started coming out of it at 40 years old. I didn't know how I was going to support my boys and myself. Had no idea. But the need to make changes was so huge to me that I was willing to do whatever it took to be able to take care of myself and my boys. That's the baseline, just desperation. Desperation is definitely the mother of innovation.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea that it was like that. I seen you on TV, see all of your stuff, and we really have no idea how much work and how much struggle comes out of it. And what you just said is probably one of my new favorite sayings now, is that desperation is the mother of innovation. I know in my life, anytime that I've been, desperate for something, I figure out a way. So that's huge. So, with that going on, like, what's the first thing that you did? What's that first step that you took, to where you're at now?
I asked myself, well, what do you do best, Paula? And I said, well, can't sing, can't dance, but I'm a pretty good cook. So I started thinking about this little business that I would start called the Bag Lady. And I had my two sons, and they were like 19 and 21 or 18 and 20, something like that. And they didn't have a whole bunch of direction in their life. So I decided I would start the Bag Lady, make these incredible little lunches, and send the boys out into office buildings to sell these lunches to people that had a hard time getting out for lunch. So I did that, and I worked about 16 hours a day. Was an average work day for me.
You were handing out these bag lunches, which it's hard to even imagine that could progress into what you have today. I think there's so many times people are scared of starting because it's not that glamorous. And you really did, with what you, just like you said, you're singing, and you don't get a singing, you don't get a dancing, but you could cook. It's like you took a gift that you had and you made that first step, and that's absolutely incredible. So how long were you doing that for?
That went on for years and years, and after a year and a half of doing the Bag Lady, I finally went into a walk-in restaurant, still continuing to run the Bag Lady, and I worked. It was almost inhumane how I worked. But you know what? I wouldn't take anything for earning my way myself.
No, that's incredible. Just hearing about all the hours and all the things, and all the hard work that you put in is absolutely amazing. And that's one of the biggest things. Like, a lot of people want to talk about the success, but all those things that you were doing beforehand led up to that. With all that going said, like, what advice would you give to somebody who is young, 18, 19, 20, who doesn't know what to do with their life and thinks they should have it all figured out? Like, what would you tell that person?
You know what, Jake? I don't know any 18 or 20-year-old that knows what they want to do the rest of their life. I have never met the first one. I started my business with $200 at 42 years old, and I thought I was an old lady. Well, today I'm 73 years old, and I thought I thought 42 was old. I thought, I don't know how I'm going to hold up, but I'm going to do it. Honey, I was a baby at 42 years old. And it was not until then that I figured out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So, you know, I think it's unfair to expect a 18 or 20, 25-year-old kid to know what they want to do the rest of their life.
I think you're completely right on that. To where, so many times we get caught up in our job and the things that we do, thinking that's in our identity, but it's not really. One of my biggest sayings is that the way that you do anything is the way that you do everything, because you were out there hustling, and it led to so much more. So I know our time's short, but I appreciate you doing this interview, and you are amazing, and I look forward to talking to you again in the future. Bye, Paula.
God bless you. You take care. Bye-bye.